Hello and welcome to Chaos in the Class. I am Mrs. Fuller. Today we're going to go over multiplication tricks and practice. So, our first thing we're going to learn is the tricks to learning our multiplication. Then we're going to have some guided practice where you're going to get to practice those tricks in our multiplication. And then I'm going to give you a mixed practice of multiplication facts and then show you the answer and then remind you of how you could have used your trick to get the right answer. You ready to go? Welcome to Chaos in the Class. So our first trick is anything times 0 is going to be 0. So a school bus times 0 buses, there's a 0. A billion times 0 is 0. One school teacher times 0 is 0. Anything times 1 is going to be that other number. Whatever the other number is that we're multiplying times 1, that's going to be your number. So in other words, if I said bunny times 1, that equals we have one bunny. If I said school teacher times 1, you have one school teacher. A billion times 1, you have a billion. Please tell me it was $1 billion of money. Please give me money like that. That'd be awesome. All right, anything times 2, you double it. I call it double trouble. Double it. So if you have 5 times 2, we're going to double the 5. 5 and 5 is 10. Just double that. 2 times 2 is 4. That means 2 2s. We're going to double it. Anything times 3, we're going to flip it around and we're going to use our other tricks. So instead of 3 times 2, we're going to flip it around and have it be 2 times 3. We're going to double the 3, which equals 6. Anything times 4, we're going to double it. We're going to double it again. So 4 times 3, we're going to think of that 3 as 3 and 3 is 6. Double that 3 to 6 and then double the 6 to 12. So let's look at what 4 times 3 is. It really means that there's 4 3s. 3 plus 3 is 6. And then the other 3 and 3 is 6. 6 and 6 is what? 12. Now, anything times 5, let's look at the clock. Now, a lot of times my students will say, but Miss Fuller, I can't tell time. And a lot of times when I'm teaching multiplication, I teach it in the same week that we're talking about time. So let's look at our clock for just a minute. So I'm going to use my little pointer up here. When the minute hand, that's the long one, is on the 12, look at all these little marks in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 minutes when the hand gets to a 1. So we can count 5, 10. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 5 minutes times the 2. So look at this. We're going to hop twice equals 10. 5 times 3 is 15. Look at this. 5, 10, 15. And look at all those little marks in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay? So 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, let's help me out. 5 times 4 is 5, 10, 15, 20. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 6 is 30. Now let's think about that a minute. How many minutes are in a half hour? 30. Now we want to think of this as kind of one of our benchmark numbers. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 3 is 15. Let's check this out. 15, 30, 45, and 60 minutes in an hour. Okay, let's go back over those 5s. Ready? 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. Ready? 5, 10, 15. 5 times 4 is 20. How many minutes did it have passed? 20. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 7 is 30 plus 5, 35. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 9, think about our benchmark numbers, 15, 30, 45. 5 times 9 is 45. 5 times 10 is 50. 5 times 11 is 55. And how many minutes in an hour? 60. Okay, now let's talk about the tricky sixes. They're not so tricky once you know a few things. Ready? 6 times 0 is what? 0, because anything times 0 is going to equal what? 0. 6 times 1 is 6. Remember, anything times 1 is going to be that other number. And in this case, it's a what? A 6. 6 times 2 is, did you remember to double the 6? 6 and 6 is 12. Remember, it's a 2's fact. 6 times 2 is just double that 6. 6 and 6 is 12. That means you've got 2 6's. 6 times 3 is, I want you to think about this one. Ready? 6 times 3, you can either just memorize it. There's very few that you just have to straight up memorize it. Or think about it as, well, 2 6's is 12. 1 more 6, 12 and 6 is 18. So 6 times 3 is 18. So just 6 more than our 6 times 2. 6 times 4 is 24. Did you remember to double the 6 to get to 12? So 6 and 6 is 12. And then we're going to double that 12. 12 and 12 is 24. Even if you have to skywrite in the sky, like, just air write, you can add 12 and 12 equals 24. All right, 6 times 5. Let's flip that back around and go 5 times 6. Did you think about it being on the clock? If we count it by 5s on the clock and the minute hand is on the 6, how many minutes did we have? 30 minutes. So let's look at our clock real quick. Oh, I think I skipped too many. We'll look at it another time. Tricky 6 stories. Here's my story. Ready? We got 2 twin 6 brothers. Look how cute they are. Twin 6 brothers. They're walking down the street. It's a hot, sunny day. They are a pair of thirsty 6's. So the twin 6 brothers went walking down the street. It was a hot, sunny day. They were a pair of thirsty 6's. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 6 is 36. Okay? Now, one 6 brother, one of those twins, he went home and he laid down, he went to bed after that walk. Okay? He's asleep. Now, that other 6 brother, he went right next door to his friend's house 7. Think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 lives next door to 7. So when he went to his friend's house 7, look at that cool fort that they built. And since there were 2 of them, they called it Fort 2. 6 times 7 is 42. 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 Now, that other 6 brother, he had that nap. He had such a busy day, he went into the kitchen and he ate some pie. Do you want to know how much he ate? Ready? 6, 8, 4 he ate. 6 times 8 is 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 48. Now 6 times 9, we're going to flip it around and we're going to make this be our 9's finger trick. So you'll think about it as 9 times 6, and I'll tell you about the 9's tricks in just a minute when we get up to that, okay? But let's look at another couple of things. Simple 7's. 7 times 0 equals 0 because anything times 0 is 0. 7 times 1 is 7 because anything times 1 is going to be that other number. So we're not going to think about it being the 1. We're going to think about it being the other number. 7 times 1 is 7. 7's that other number. 7 times 2 is 14 because we're going to think about that. We've got 2 7's. 7 and 7 is 14. Now 7 times 3 is 21. I'm going to show you another trick in just a minute, but some students like to just go, well, if 7 and 7 is 14, another 7, I can jump up to 21. That means you've got 3 7s. Now, 7 times 4, did you remember your fours trick? We're going to flip it around and we're going to double the 7. 7 and 7 is 14. We're going to double it to 14. 7 and 7 is 14. And then 4 times 4, you double it again. So 14 plus 14 is 28. Now, another thing that I was showing you or telling you is you also have another little quick trick. We're pretty good at the calendar. We've been doing calendar math for a long time. So 1 week is 7 days. 2 weeks is 14 days, so 7 times 2 is 14. 3 weeks is 21 days, so 7 times 3 is 21. 4 weeks is 28 days, so 7 times 4 is 28. Now we're back to the clock. Ready? We're going to use our clock trick. 7 times 5 is 35 because we're going to look at the clock. So we're going to count by 5s until we get to the 7. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So 7 times 5 is 35. Now you don't have to start there up here. You can start right over to our 6. We know that we're at 30 because it's a benchmark number, and add one more, 35. Okay? Now 7 times 6 is 42. Did you remember to flip it around and do the fort 2 story? 7 times 6 is fort 2. 6 times 7 is fort 2. Okay, there were 2 of them. They built a fort. They named it fort 2. 6 times 7 is fort 2. All right, drummer boy. How does a drummer start the band? He starts the band going a 5, 6, 7 times 8. And then they go da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay? So a 5, 6, 7 times 8. Look at this drummer. He's got a 56 on his drum set. A 5, 6, 7 times 8. 5, 6, 7 times 8. Okay, 7 times 9. We're going to flip it around. We're going to use that fingers trick. I'll tell you that in just a minute. Let's look at our 8s. 8 times 0 is what? 0? Oh, because anything times 0 is going to be 0. All right, 8 times 1 is 8. Why? Because anything times 1 is going to be the other number. So in this case, anything times 1 is going to be this number we're multiplying it by. In this case, it's going to be 8. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2, tell me you remember to double it. 8 and 8 is 16. Because you got 2 8s. 8 and 8 is 16. Very easy. Okay, 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 3 is 24. Did you remember to add 8 and 8 is 16, and 8 more is 24. Now, 8 times 4, we're going to think about that as our fours trick. We've got 4 8s. We're going to double 8 plus 8 is 16. Now we're going to double that 16. 16 and 16 is 32. Even if you have to write with your finger in the air, 16 plus 16 equals 32. Now 8 times 5 equals 40. Did you remember to count on the clock? Look at our minute hand. It's now on the 8. We could go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And stop right there. We're on the 8. 40 minutes. 8 times 5 is 40. Now, you don't have to start at the very beginning. You could start at our benchmark number, 30. Half an hour is 30. 30, 35, 40. Okay? So we can go right there. Okay, 8 times 6 is 48. Did you remember to flip it around and use our tricky 6 story? 6 times 8 is 48. How many pieces of pie did he eat? 4 he ate. 6 times 8 is 4 he ate. 6 times 8 is 48. Okay? 8 times 7, did you remember to flip it around and do the drummer? A 5, 6, 7 times 8. How does the drummer start the band? A 5, 6, 7 times 8. All right, 8 times 9 is 72. Flip it around to 9 trick. And we'll use this as our 9s trick. I'll tell you the 9s. Oh, look, next, after our crazy 8s. Now, nines. 9 times 0 equals what? 0, because anything times 0 is going to be 0. All right, 9 times 1 is 9, because anything times the other number times 1, the other number is going to be our answer. So 9 times 1 is 9. Now, the finger trick. All right, check this out. I want everyone to put your hands on your desk just like this. I want you to raise up your pinky finger. This is going to be finger 1. The next one is 2, then 3, then 4, then your thumb is 5, then your other thumb is 6, then 7, then 8, then ring finger 9, and pinky is 10. Okay, ready? When we say 9 times 2, look at our multiplication up here. We're going to put down our second finger. So I want you to actually curl it up and hide it. I can't do this on our picture here, but what I can do is I can just put a big red thing over it. So I want you to put down your 2 finger. Hide it up, okay? Hide it down. Hide it sideways. I don't know. Hide your 2 finger. Okay, how many fingers on this side of the finger that's down? 1. So we're going to put a 1 right here. Now let's count all the other fingers on the other side. 1. Actually, here we go. So here's our finger that's down. 1 is going to go right here. Think about that number being 1. Now let's count these other fingers. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to put an 8 right here. 9 times 2. So here's our multiplication fact. 9 times 2 is, ready? 18. 1, 8. Let's do another one. Ready? Now remember, we got our fingers counted, right? 1, 2. We're going to do 9 times 3. So I want you to hide your 3 finger right here. Tuck it under. How many fingers are on this side? 1, 2. We're going to put our 2 right here. How many fingers are over here on this side from the one that's down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to put 2, 7. 9 times 3 is 27. All right, let's get a next one. Are we kind of starting to catch on? This time you've got we're going to do 9 times 4. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. So everyone tuck under your your pointer finger. That's your pointer finger. Everyone tuck under your pointer finger. Tuck it under. Now, how many fingers are on this side? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Now, how many fingers are on this side of your finger that's down? Ready? So we're going to put the 3 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to put a 6 right here. So, ready? 9 times 4 is 36. Okay? So we have 3 on this side. We have 6 over here on this side. 36. 9 times 4 is 36. All right, let's do 9 times 5. Now, remember, you kind of got 2 different ways to do this. You can do your nines trick. You could also look at the clock and what would be our minute hand if we use count by 5s to get to the 9. Okay? So let's do it as a nines trick. We're going to tuck under our 5 finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So tuck this one under. Tuck under your thumb. And how many fingers are over here on this side of your tucked down thumb? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to put a 4 right here. And then how many fingers are on the right side of your thumb? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to put a 5 right here. Check out our answer. 9 times 5 is 45. Okay. Let's do 9 times 6. We're going to tuck under our right thumb. Tuck it under, hide it up. Ready? How many fingers are over here on this side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to put a 5 right here. And how many are on this side? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put a 4 right here. 9 times 6 is 54. All right, let's do another one. 9 times 7. So we're going to put down our pointer finger on our right hand. So hide your pointer finger. How many fingers on the left side? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to put a 6 over here. And then how many fingers on your right side of the pointer finger? 1, 2, 3. All right. Ready? Our answer is 9 times 7 is 63. Okay, 9 times 8. So we're going to hide our 8 finger. So hide it down, tuck it under. Ready? How many fingers are on the left side of that? Finger that's down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So write a 7 down. And then on our right side, 1, 2. How many fingers are over on our right side? Okay, 2. So our answer is 9 times 8 is 72. 9 times 8 is 72. Okay, 9 times 9, we're going to tuck down on our right hand, we're going to tuck down our ring finger. So tuck it down, hide it. Now, how many fingers are on the left side of that ring finger? Ready? Let's count. 1 is the pinky, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the thumb on your left hand, 6 is the thumb on your right hand, 7, 8. So our first number is going to be an 8. And then what do we have on the right side of that ring finger? A 1. So 9 times 9 is 81. Okay, now 9 times 10, I'm going to teach you a sticker trick. And 9 times 11, I'm going to teach you the 11s in just a minute. You're going to get to see the pattern. All right, when you multiply times 10, think of that as a 0, as a sticker, and then we're going to write that number with the sticker on the end. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. First of all, anything times 0 is what? A 0. Anything times 1 is 10. Anything times 1 is going to be that other number. So 10, we're going to put a 1 and a 0. Anything times 2, 10 times 2, we're going to write the 2 and put a sticker on the end. So think of it as a 2 with a sticker on the end. So it would be 20. 10 times 3 is write the 3 and put a sticker on the end. So 10 times 3 is 30. Okay? 10 times 4 is 40. 10 times 5 is 50. Did you write the 5 down and then put a sticker on the end? 10 times 6 is 60. 10 times 7 is, do you see my 70 is a 70, a 7 and a sticker? Okay. 10 times 8 is 80. 10 times 9 is 90. That's a 9 with a sticker on the end. Do you check it out? 9, and think of that 0 as a sticker. 10 times 10 is, we're going to write a 10. We're going to put a sticker on the end. So think of it as 100. 10 times 11 is, we're going to write the 11 down and put a sticker on the end. See, that's 11 with a sticker. Now, the fun thing about this is that if you multiplied times 100, let's say that we were doing this 100 times 8. Well, we would just put an 8 and 2 stickers. So it'd be an 8, 0, 0. Let's do 1,000 times 8. How many zeros are in 1,000? 3. So we would write the 8 and we put 3 stickers. 1, 2, 3. So it'd be 8,000. So it's kind of fun that way to think of it, multiplication that way as stickers. 10 times 12, we're going to write a 12 and put a sticker on the end. Now, 11 times 0 is 0. Because anything times 0 is going to be 0. All right, 11 times 1, I don't even think I even stuck it up here. But remember, whatever the other number is times 1, that's what it's going to be. So 11 times 1 is going to be 11. 11 times 2, I bet you thought, double it. Well, we could. 11 is 22. We got 2 11s. But check out this pattern. 11 times 3, 3, 3. 11 times 4, 44. 11 times 5, 55. 11 times 6, 66. I bet you know what 11 times 7 is fixing to be. Ready? Did you say 77? 11 times 8, 88. 11 times 9, 99. 11 times 10, did you write the 11 down and stick a sticker on the end? Good. 11 times 11. Now, this is going to be a blast. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Ready? Here we go. 11 times 11. We're going to actually write it like this. 11 times 11, up and down. We're going to take this bottom 11. We're going to split it. 1, 1. Okay, ready? Now we're going to add these 2 digits together. and stick our answer right in the middle. We're going to think of it as 1 plus 1 is 2. Are you ready? Stick that 2 in the middle, 121. You ready to do it with 11 times 12? Was that cool or what? Ready? 11 times 12, we're going to split the 1 and then 2. 1, 2. Now we're going to add up the 1 and 2, and that equals 3. Stick that 3 in the middle. 132. How cool is that? Okay, there's actually another trick to 11s that you can do this with 11 times 28, but there's one more step that I need to show you before you do that. But you could certainly do this with 11 times 14. We'll split the 14, 4. 1 and 4 is 5. Stick a 5 in the middle, 154. 11 times 14 is 154. And you just did it in your head. I love doing 11's tricks. It blows people's mind. They're like, wow, you're amazing that you can multiply times 11 in your head. Well, you can too. All right, let's talk about those 12s. 12s used to just scare me. Oh my gosh. But now I'm like, oh, bring it on. I got this. So 12 times 0 is 0. Did you say anything times 0 is 0? 12 times 1 is 12. Remember, anything times that 1 is going to be itself. 12 times 2 is 24. Right? Did you just double the 12? 12 and 12 is 24 because we got two 12s. All right, 12 times 3 is 36. Now, did you remember that since 12 and 12 is 24, just 12 more is going to be 36. Even if you have to write it in the sky, you got this. Now, 12 times 4, did you think of doubling the 12 to equal 24 and then double the 24 to get you to 48? Once again, if you have to write it in the sky, you can, because it's pretty easy to come up with that. 12 times 5. Now, did you think about flipping it around to a 5 fact? If we're counting by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Remember our benchmark number. 35, 40, 45. There's another benchmark number. 15, 30, 45. 50, 55. How many minutes in an hour? 60. So 12 times 5 is 60, or we're going to flip it around and think about it as a 5 trick. 5 times 12 is 60. 60 minutes in an hour. Okay, 12 times 6. This is where these used to trick me up. But now that I make it 2 multiplication problems, oh my gosh, I've got this. They're 2 simple problems. What is called as decomposing numbers. We're going to decompose that 12 into a 10 and a 2. Because 10 plus 2 is 12, right? So if we know what 10 times 6 is 60, and we know that 2 times 6, we just double a 6 and it's 12. Add those two together, 60 plus 12, 72. Again, if you have to write it in the sky and stack them on top of each other, you can put your 12 under here. 60 plus 12, you can come up with 72 pretty fast. 12 times 7. Again, we're going to think of it as 2 problems. 10 times 7 is 70. Plus 2 7s is 14. Remember the 2 and the 10 make 12. So 70 plus 14 is 84. 12 times 8 is 96. We're going to think of it as 2 multiplication problems. We're going to think of it as 10 times 8 is 80. That's simple. Plus we're going to add 2 times 8 is 16. So 2 8s is 16. We're going to add those together. 80 plus 16 is 96. 12 times 9. We're going to think of it as 2 multiplication problems. 10 times 9 is 90. Plus 2 times 9 is 18. You think of it as doubling that 9. 9 and 9 is 18. You can also flip it around and do your fingers trick too. Remember, you'd hold down your ring finger on your left hand and go 1 finger and 8 on the right. 1 8 is 18. Or the simpler thing would just be double the 9. Okay? But put those two together as an addition fact now. 90 plus 18 is 108. All right, 12 times 10 is 120. We're going to flip it around and think of that as a tens trick. We're going to write that 12, put a sticker on the end. 12 and a sticker on the end is 120. 1, 2, 0. Think of this sticker as a 0. 1, 2, 0. All right, 12 times 11, we're going to flip it around to 11 fact, okay? 11 times 12, we're going to split the 1 and the 2. Then we're going to add the 1 and 2 and stick that number in the middle to equal 132. 12 times 12, we're going to think of it as two problems. 12 times 10 is 120, and 2 12s is 24. Add those up together. 120 plus 24 is 144. All right, let's look at the pattern of zeros. Ready? Here's all of our zero facts. Anything times 0 is 0. Do you see it? All right, let's look at 0 times 4. What is it going to be? 0. 0 times 5, 0. 0 times bunny. If I have 0 bunnies times 0, I have 0. 0 times 6, 0. A million times 0, 0. Okay, look at our ones facts. Anything times the 1 is going to be that other number. So here I've got ones. And the only time I have a 1 being my answer is when I multiply it actually times a 1. It's going to be the answer. But every other one of these is going to be whatever it is I'm multiplying that 1 times. So in other words, 1 times 2, 2. 1 times 3, 3. Means I have 1 3. I only have one of them. Okay? All the way up to 12. 1 times 1 is, did you say 1? 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 8, 8. Okay, anything times 2, we're going to double it. Look at the pattern here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Okay, I do have students that will say 2 times 3 and they're going 2, 4, 6 on their fingers. I really do think if you will just double the 3, 3 and 3 is 6, you're going to get there a lot faster. Okay? So quick practice. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 3, 6. 2 times 4, 8. 2 times 5. Now flip it around and think about the clock. And if it's on the 2, 5, 10. Or think about 2 5s. 5 and 5 is 10. 2 times 6, 12. Did you go 6 and 6 is 12? 2 times 7, 14. 2 times 8, 16. 2 times 9, 18. 2 times 10, 20. 2 times 11, 22. 2 times 12, 24. All right, anything times 3, I want you to double it first and add one more of it. So 3 times 0, we know anything times 0 is going to be 0. 3 times 1, we know that it's going to be whatever the other number was from 1, and it's going to be a 3. 3 times 2, are you ready for this one? Is easy because we're going to think of it as a 2's trick. 2 3s is 6. Now here's what I'm talking about. 3 times 3 is 9. If we know that 3 times 2 is 6, add one more 3. If this is 2 3s is 6, 3 3s is just 3 more. Do you see it? 6, 9. All right, 3 times 4, that means you have 4 3s. What you can do is flip it around and go, I have 4 3s, which means I'll double the 3. 3 and 3 is 6, and 6 and 6 is 12, and treat it as a 4's fact. Or you can go, okay, 3 times 3 was 9. Another 3 would be 12. So 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 5, flip it around, use that clock. 3 times 6, 3 times 7, Okay, let's practice. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 2, 6. 3 times 3, 9. 3 times 4, 12. 3 times 5, 15. That means you have 3 5s. 3 times 6, 18. So think if 3 times 6 is tough for you, I want you to think about it this way. I know that 3 5s is 15. So one more, that would be another 3, would be 18. 3 times 7, 3 weeks in our calendar, 21. 3 times 8, 24. 3 times 9, if you need to, use your finger trick for 9s and hold down your 3 finger, 27. 3 times 10, write a 3, put a sticker on the end, 30. 3 times 11, write it twice, 3, 3, 33. 3 times 12, think of it as 3 times 10 is 30, and 3 times 2 is 6. So 30 plus 6 is 36. Our force tricks, remember we're going to double it and double it again. So anything times 0 is 0. Anything times 1 is going to be that other number. So 4 times 1 is 4. Ready to double it? 4 times 2, double it. Okay, we can double the 2 equals 4, and 4 and 4 is 8. 4 times 3, that means we have 4 3s. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 and 6 is 12. 4 times 4, we've got 4 4s. 4 and 4 is 8. 8 and 8 is 16. 4 times 5, use the clock, 20. 4 times 6, we're going to go 6 and 6 is 12. 12 and 12 is 24. 4 times 7, 7 and 7 is 14. 14 and 14 is 28. 4 times 8, 8 and 8 is 16. 16 and 16 is 32. 4 times 9, we're going to flip it around and think of it as our 9s trick. Put our finger for 4 down. That's going to be your pointer on your left hand. There are 3 fingers over from our left hand and 6 over from the ring finger on our towards the right. So our answer is going to be 3 6, 36. 4 times 10, put a 4, put a sticker on the end of 0. 4 times 11, write it twice, 44. 4 times 12, we're going to think of it as 4 times 10 is 40, plus 4 times 2 is 8. So 40 plus 8 is 48. Ready? 4 times 0, 0. 4 times 1, 4. 4 times 2, 8. 4 times 3, 12. 4 times 4. I'll let you figure this one out. Ready? Means 4 4s. 4 and 4 is, and 8 and 8 is, 4 times 4, 16. 4 times 5. Okay, you can do it 2 different ways. You can think of it as that, flip it around to a 5. What's the hand on the 4 when we're using the clock? Or we've got 4 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. 4 times 6. 6 and 6 is 12. 12 and 12 is 24. 4 times 7. 7 and 7 is 14. 14 and 14 is 28. 4 times 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 16 is 32. 4 times 9. Now you can flip it around and make it a 9's finger trick. That means you're going to put down your pointer finger on your right hand. And then there are 3 fingers to the left, pinky, ring, and middle man. 1, 2, 3. And there are 6 fingers on the right. So, or you can think of it as a 4's trick. 9 and 9 is 18. 18 plus 18 is 36. 4 times 10, write a 4, put a sticker on the end, 40. 4 times 11, write it twice, 4, 4. 4 times 12, break it apart, make it 2 multiplication problems. 4 times 10 is 40, plus 4 times 2 is 8. 40 plus 8 is 48. All right, fives, check out this pattern. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay, 5 times 0. Anything times 0 is 0. Now the rest you can think of the clock. 5 times 1, that means I have 1 5. 5. 5 times 2, that means I have 2 5s. Double it. 5 and 5 is 10. 5 times 3, how many minutes when it's on the 3? Our benchmark number, 15. 5 times 4, you can think of it as a 4 fact. 5 and 5, we're going to double that 5 is 10 and double it again. 10 and 10 is 20. You can also go, what hand is when it's on the 4? 20. 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 6, remember that's a benchmark number. When the hand is on the 6, how many minutes? 30 minutes, a half hour. 5 times 7, 35. Think about that. You know 5 times 6, so 5 more, 35. 5 times 8, 40. 5 times 9, you can flip it around and make this be a 9's trick. 9 times 5. So you'd hold down your thumb finger on your left hand. You have 4 fingers up on to the left of that. So 40 and 5 fingers on your whole other hand. So 45. Or remember, 5 times 9, how many minutes when it's on the 9? It's a benchmark number, 45. 5 times 10, write a 5, put a sticker on the end, 50. 5 times 11, write it twice, 55. 5 times 12, think of this as 2 different numbers, a 10 plus a 2. 5 times 10 is 50, plus 5 times 2 is 10. So 5 times 12 is 60. Also, think of it as how many minutes in an hour when it goes all the way around and comes back up on the 12? 60 minutes in an hour. Okay, here's our 6s. We're going to remember the 6 stories. Okay, 6 times 0 is 0. Anything times 0 is 0. 6 times 1 is 6. Anything times 1 is the other number 6. 6 times 2 is 12. We're going to think about doubling the 6. Think about it as a 2 fact. 6 times 3. Remember, we have 3 6s. 6 and 6 is 12, and 1 more 6 is 18. 6 times 4, we're going to double the 6. 6 and 6 is 12, and 12 and 12 is 24. Think of it as a 4 trick. 6 times 5, flip it around. Look at your clock. How many minutes when it's on the 6? 30. 6 times 6, we're going to think about the twin sixes. Twin sixes walking down the street. It was a hot day. They were a pair of thirsty sixes. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 6 is 36. All right, 6 went to his friend's house 7, and they built a fort. Since there were 2 of them, they called it Fort 2. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 7 is 42. The other 6th brother, he woke up, he went in the kitchen and ate. How many pieces of pie he ate? 4 he ate. 6 times 8 is 4 he ate. 6 times 8 is 4 he ate. 6 times 9, we're going to think about it as our fingers trick for the 9s. Hold down your 6th finger. That's going to be your thumb on your right hand. How many fingers are to the left of it? 5. How many fingers to the right of it? 4. 54. 6 times 10, think about writing a 6 and a sticker on the end. 6 times 11, write it twice. 6 times 12, break it down into 2 problems. 6 times 10 is 60, plus 6 times 2 is 12. So add them together. 60 plus 12 is, you got it, 72. Here you go. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is, so if you know what 6 times 2 is 12, it's just one more 6, 18. 6 times 4 is, did you think about flipping it around to a 4? 6 and 6 is 12. 12 and 12 is 24. 6 times 5 is, think about flipping it around and making it a 5's trick on your clock. How many minutes when it's pointing to the 6? 30. 6 times 6 is twin 6 brothers walking down the street. They were a pair of thirsty 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 got up and went to his friend's house 7. They built a what? Did you say a fort? And there were 2 of them. They named it Fort 2. 6 times 7 is 42. The other 6th brother had a busy day, and when he woke up, he went into the kitchen and he ate. 6 times 8, how many he ate? 4 he ate. 6 times 8 is 4 he ate. 6 times 9, flip it around to a 9 times 6. Are you holding down your 6th finger? That's going to be your thumb on your right hand. 5 are on your left side, 4 on the right side. 6 times 9 is 54. 6 times 10, write a 6, put a sticker on the end. 6 times 10 is 60. 6 times 11, write it twice, 66. 6 times 12, think of this as 6 times 10 and 6 times 2. Add them together. 6 times 10 and 6 times 2. 72. All right, 7's tricks. Anything times 0 is 0. Anything times 1 is going to be the other number, 7. 7 times 2, 2 7s, double it, 14. 7 times 3, think about 3 weeks on the calendar, 21 days. 4 weeks on the calendar, 28 days. 7 times 4 is 28. Count your clock. 7 times 5, when it's pointing to the 7, 35. 7 times 6, think about your Fort 2 story. 7 times 7, you're going to have to memorize this one. 7 times 7 is 49, or you can think of it, I know 7 times 6 is 42, so one more 6 would be 7. One more 7 would be 7 of them, 49. 42 plus 7 is 49. 7 times 8, drummer boy, a 5, 6, 7 times 8. 7 times 9, flip it around, use your finger trick, 63. 7 times 10, write the 7, put a sticker on the end, 70. 7 times 11, 77. 7 times 12, think about it. 7 times 10 is 70, plus 7 times 2 is 14. 70 plus 14, 84. Ready? 7 times 0, 0. 7 times 1, 7. 7 times 2, 14. 7 times 3. So if you know 7 times 2 is 14, one more 7. 14 and 7 is 21. Or remember, 3 weeks is 21 days. 7 times 4. Double the 7, double again. 7 and 7 is 14. 14 and 14 is 28. Or remember, 4 weeks is 28 days. 7 times 5. Use your clock. How many minutes when it's on the 7? 35. 7 times 6. Remember your fort too? They built a fort. They live right next door to each other. Do you see 6 and 7, 7 and 6? They live right next to each other. They built a fort. Fort 2. 7 times 7, 49. That's just one of those you're going to need to memorize. As you're walking down to the cafeteria or taking a walk this afternoon, just be 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 7 is 49. And say it a bajillion times. 7 times 8, drummer boy. A 5, 6, 7 times 8. 7 times 9, use your finger trick. Put down your 7 finger. 63. 6 on the left, 3 on the right from your finger that you put down. 7 times 10, sticker. Write a 7 and a sticker on the end, 70. 7 times 11, write it twice, 77. 7 times 12, think about it as 2 different multiplication facts, adding it together. Let's decompose that 12, break it apart, 10 and 2. 7 times 10, 70. 7 times 2, 2 sevens, 14. So remember, 70 plus 14, 84. All right, our 8s. Look at how far we have come. Anything times 0, 0. Anything times 1, the other number, 8. 8 times 2, that means we got 2 8s. Just double that 8. 8 and 8 is 16. 8 times 3, 24. If you know that you're at 8 times 2, if 2 8s is 16, one more to 24. Break it apart. Break apart that extra 8. Break it apart. 16 plus 4 is 20, and 4 more, 24. You can hop up there. You can get it. 8 times 4 is 32. Think about it. 8 and 8 is 16. And even if you have to write in the sky, 16 plus 16 is 32. 8 times 5, flip it around. Think about that being on your clock. Minute hand is on the 8. Count by 5s until you get there. You got it. 8 times 6, think about flipping that around. 6 times 8. How many he ate? 4 he ate. 8 times 7, flip it around. 7 times 8, drummer boy. A 5, 6, 7 times 8. 8 times 8. Oh, I did not teach you all the 8 times 8. It's one of my favorite ones. He ate and he ate till he got sick on the floor. 8 times 8 is 64. Do it with me again. He ate and he ate till he got sick on the floor. 8 times 8 is 64. Let's do it 2 more times. Ready? He ate and he ate till he got sick on the floor. 8 times 8 is 64. He ate and he ate till he got sick on the floor. 8 times 8 is 64. All right, 8 times 9 is the finger trick. Put down the 8. You're going to put down that middle man. 7 on one side and 2 on the other or left. 72. 8 times 10. Write the 8. Put a sticker on the end. 80. 8 times 11. Write it twice. 8 times 12. Remember, 8 times 10 is 80. This is not the right answer. 8 times 10 is 80 plus 16. That should be a 96, guys. 8 times 12 is 96. 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2, 16. 8 times 3, 24. 8 times 4, 32. 8 times 5, 40. 8 times 6, 48. 8 times 6 is 48. 48. 8 times 7, drummer boy. A 5, 6, 7 times 8. 8 times 8, he ate. And he ate till he got sick on the floor. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 9. Hold down your 8 finger. 7 on the left, 2 on the right, 72. 8 times 10, 80. 8 times 11, write it twice, 88. 8 times 12, bust it apart, a 10 and a 2. 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times 2 is 16. 80 plus 16 is 96. Okay, fingers crossed. Please tell me I have a 96 here. Bam! There we go. I was like, I don't want to redo this whole video. 9 times 0 is 0. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. Now you can either add that 9 twice because you got 2 9s, double it, remember? Or we can hold down our 2 finger and 1 finger is on our left and 8 fingers on our right. 9 times 3, hold down our 3 finger, 2 fingers on the left side, 7 on the right, 27. 9 times 4 is, hold down your 4 finger, 3 on the left, 6 on the right, 36. 9 times 5, you got 2 choices here. Ready? You can think about it as a clock trick. So how many minutes if it's pointing on the 9? One of our benchmark numbers, 45. Or you can hold down your 5 finger, which is your thumb on your left hand, 4 fingers on the left of it, 5 fingers on the right of it, 45. 9 times 6, hold down your thumb on your left, on your right hand, thumb on your right hand, put it down, hide it, tuck it under. 5 fingers on your left of that, and 4 fingers on the right, 54. 9 times 7, tuck down your 7 finger, 63. 9 times 8, tuck down middle man, 7 on the left, 2 on the right, 72. 9 times 9, tuck down your ring finger on your right hand. So 8 fingers on the left of that finger that's down and 1 on the right. 9 times 10, put a sticker on the end, 90. 9 times 11, write it twice, 99. 9 times 12, 9, bust this apart, 10 and 2. 9 times 10 is 90, and 9 times 2 is 18. So even if you have to write in the air, 108. Here we go. Let's roll. 9 times 0 is 0. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 3 is 27. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 6 is 54. 9 times 7 is 63. 9 times 8 is 72. 9 times 9 is 81. 9 times 10, put a sticker on the end, 90. 9 times 11, write it twice. 9 times 12, best it apart, a 10 and a 2. 9 times 10 is 90. 9 times 2 is 18. Add them together, 108. Okay, now after I go through the 10s, 11s, and 12s with guided practice, you're going to have a mixed practice of multiplication on your own. So get ready, because I'm going to show you I'll show you the numbers and give you some wait time, and then we'll flash the answer on there. So it's a great way for you to check yourself. Here we go. We're going to go over the 10s. Anything times 0 is 0. Anything times 1 is going to be the other number. Now check it out. 10 times 2, write a 2, put a sticker on the end. See all the pattern? 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. Okay, 10 times 0 is 0. 10 times 1, 10. 10 times 2, 20. 10 times 3, 30. 10 times 4, 40. 10 times 5, 50. 10 times 6, 60. 10 times 7, 70. 10 times 8, 80. 10 times 9, 90. 10 times 10, remember, write the 10 and then put the sticker on the end if that confuses you. 10 times 10, 100. So we wrote the 10 right here, then we added a 0 sticker on the end. 10 times 11, so we wrote the 11 and put a 0 sticker on the end. Our new number is 110. 10 times 12, did you say 120? Put the 12 and a sticker on the end. Okay, 11s, write it. 11 times 0, anything times 0 is 0. Anything times 1 is the other number. Anything times 2, double it. But really, 11 times 2, we can start writing our numbers twice. Because really, it's 2 times 1, 2 times 1, 22. Okay. I can hear a lot of math teachers screaming at me. It's 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 10 is 20, 22. Just, you know what? If you look at the pattern, write it twice. 11 times 3, 33. 11 times 4, 44. You got it. Okay, now look at this when we come down here to our 10. Write the 11, put the sticker on the end. The 11 times 12, remember we're going to split that 12 apart. 1, 2, and add the 1 plus 2 and put that 3 right in the middle, 132. When you get really good at that, on the 11s trick of splitting it apart, you're gonna realize, oh, I got this. 11 times 0, you got it. 11 times 1, you got it. 11 times 2, write it twice. 11 times 3, 11 times 4, 11 times 5, 11 times 6, 11 times 7. I'm about to super slow down here in a minute. 11 times 8. Y'all are super quick. 11 times 9. Okay, ready? Get ready. Here's a tens trick. 11 times 10. Write that 11. Put the sticker on the end. Bam. See? The 11. Put the sticker on the end. 110. 11 times 11. Split that 11. 1, 1. Now add those two digits, 1 plus 1, and stick it in the middle. 1, 2, 1. 11 times 11, 121. 11 times 12, split that 12. 1, 2. Add the digits, 1 plus 2, stick it in the middle. 132. All right, 12 times 0, 0. 12 times 1, 12. 12 times 2, we're going to double that 12, 24. 12 times 3, just 12 more than the 2, 36. Okay? 12 times 4, 48. 12 times 5, think about the clock, 60 minutes. 12 times 6, this is when Miss Fuller is breaking it down into two multiplication facts. 10 times 6 is 60, plus 2 times 6 is 12. 60 plus 12 is 72. 12 times 7, 10 times 7 is 70. 2 times 7 is 14. Write it in the sky if you have to. 70 plus 14 is 84. 12 times 8 is 96. Think of it as 10 times 8 is 80. 2 times 8 is 16. 80 plus 16 is 96. 12 times 9, think about it as 10 times 9 is 90, plus 2 times 9 is 18. Add them together, 108. 12 times 10, write the 12, put a sticker on the end, 0. Oops, I guess we're going to practice. 12 times 0 is 0. 12 times 1, 12. 12 times 2, think about doubling it, 12 and 12, 24. 12 times 3. Now check this out. We can do 3 times 2 and 3 times this 10, 36. 12 times 4, 48. 12 times 5, think about the clock. How many minutes in an hour when it gets all the way around to the 12? 60. 12 times 6, best this 12 apart. 10 times 6 plus 2 times 6, 72. 12 times 7, best this 12 apart. 10 times 7 is 70. 2 times 7 is 14. 84. 12 times 8, best it apart. 10 times 8 is 80. 2 times 8 is 16. Add them together. 80 plus 16, 96. 12 times 9, best it apart. You don't have that many fingers to put down. You can't make this a nines trick. I saw you trying that. 10 times 9 is 90, plus 2 times 9 is 18. Write it in the sky if you have to. 90 plus 18. 108. 12 times 10. Write that 12 down. Put a sticker on the end. 120. 12 and the sticker 0. 12 times 11. Okay, think about this as an 11's trick. Flip it around, 11 times 12. Split that 12 into 1, 2. Add the 1 and 2, 132. 12 times 11 is 132. 12 times 12, 144. Ready to practice? Let's do the mixed practice now. Ready? I'm going to just put the screens up, and I'm going to give you about 5 seconds, and then I'm going to show you the answer. So this is on your own. Ready? Let's roll. Okay, that's the end of our multiplication practice. This has been Mrs. Fuller in Chaos in the Class. If you like our YouTube channel or YouTube videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, click that like button, and we will be adding more videos throughout the year. Have a great day and hope to see you around the Multiplication Jam Corner. Bye.